Welcome, everyone, to Constructed Chaos, where we run our D&D live streams every single Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, and where Russell Mooney has gifted 5 memberships to our community. Thank you so much, Russell. Glad to have you along for this second installation of Chat Plays D&D, our second campaign. The first one went off without a hitch. There were famously no technical difficulties or any mishaps having to do with the characters potentially dying. All jokes aside, I am extremely excited to get this story underway with all of you and see where this adventure takes us together. If you're new here, go ahead and drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future episodes, and get familiar with the Chat Plays D&D system. You can type !guidance into the chat for handy information about how to pilot some of these characters. But basically, once you've opted into the system with the roleplay command, you'll be put into a random drawing every so often to pilot one of 3 characters that Chat built in our session 0. If you're curious as to how that goes and how that went, you can check that out on our channel. We ran that a couple of weeks ago, gave me a little bit of time to fine-tune some things, and now we're back and ready to pilot those characters. You'll basically be playing musical chairs with them as it goes along, rolling dice live on the stream, as well as when you're piloting these characters, anything you type in chat will be spoken aloud on stream as that character. Very excited to see what all you have to say, what all you have to do. Just a couple more final points of note. The system will only select you to pilot a character if you've been active in chat in the last 5 minutes, so you're going to want to stay on top of that. And then additionally, in the last campaign that we ran, it was so many chaos points to pilot a character, or it puts you to the front of the line. No more of that. It is free. You can opt into the roleplay. Everyone has an equal chance to participate and roleplay one of these characters, and you'll get swapped out every 10 roles or uses of speaking via the character. With all that explained, I do also need to shout out our good friends over at Tabletop Beard. They are not only our good friends, but the sponsor of most of our live stream videos. Today, we have the Paladin Beard Oil. This one smells like barbershop and amber, and they have a ton of amazing scents over on their website. If you're not familiar already, they've got butters, balms, shampoos, conditioner. They even have our own unique scent that I helped design called the Chaos Mage. If you want to try any of that stuff out, you can check them out. The link is in the description below, and you can get 20% off of your entire order using Chaos 20 at checkout. Now, I don't have a comment from last session because this is episode 1. You're getting in at the ground floor. So, without further ado, let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Shall we?
Torvosa, the seat of power within the land of Zashitan, gleams with the light of new promise. The former tyrannical chiefdom has been toppled, and a new ruler, Flora, now carries the mantle along with her sacred Iron of Wildshape. Many view this special transformation and her victory over her uncle Thralland as divine right in and of itself, but some others remain entrenched in the ways of the old regime. Now those loyalists are rumored to be gathering strength while the new leader and the majority of Zashitan's fighting forces battle against another evil halfway across the continent. It is here, in this tumultuous place and time, that you find yourself summoned by a high-ranking official presented with the task of investigating this moral decay within the wilds.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome in several new faces in the chat, I see. If you guys are familiar with the stream, you may recognize something a little different over in this bottom corner. Chaos is now live for our Chat Plays D&D streams. It's something I was a little nervous to do for the first campaign, but now that I've got a little bit of this format under my belt, basically, you can use the chaos command, !chaos, and then a number after to donate a certain amount of points towards the chaos pool. And whenever chaos happens, something random, it could be good, it could be bad, but it will be highly influential, will occur. This is once per session, and the pool does not go anywhere. It builds up through all of our campaigns, no matter which one it gets triggered on. So I can't wait to see what you guys do with that and how much that plays into our Chat Plays experience. But as we begin our adventure, before I dive right in, I think we need to figure out who's going to be playing our first character tonight. Reminder, type !roleplay to opt into the system. We're going to select our first character, our paladin, Ayla Silverleaf. Who's playing our paladin tonight? Russell Mooney! Of course, it's only fitting. I promise there's no favoritism, but I am very glad that you're piloting our paladin to begin the night. With that said, and with all of you ready to begin your adventure, morning light breaks across a charred woodland, illuminating skeletal trunks and sodden ash as a lone white rabbit hops through the ruin with surprising cheer. A small leather cylinder is strapped to its back, and it darts between blackened stumps and sparse patches of green, tiny shoots of new life pushing up through the scorched earth. Though the land still bears the memory of fire and of war, the creature pauses to sniff every new leaf, as if encouraging it to grow. After a few more hurried bounds, the rabbit crosses into the edge of a freshly tilled field, sat in front of a modest farmhouse, a narrow 2-story dwelling with a thatched roof and a wooden frame still kissed with smoke scars. The rabbit scampers up to the front door just as it swings open. And there she stands, Ayla Silverleaf, a young wood elf in simple farmhand's garb, eyes bright with purpose. She's been waiting for this, waiting for a chance at last to prove herself. So, Russell, as Ayla, what is it that you do, opening the door and seeing this small white rabbit with a leather cylinder strapped to its back? It appears to be looking up at you, waiting for you to do something. In case it wasn't clear, we find ourselves in the village of Rayjet, a village that was recently set aflame during the Civil War in Zashetan. A civil war that ultimately was won by the chief Rayjet supported. I see somebody's already using their chaos over here.
I reach down to give the rabbit a snack and retrieve the cylinder.
Okay. As you pull out some of your rations, the rabbit is... I'm going to make a roll for this. Yeah. The rabbit is quick to go for a little nibble, but pauses just before taking a bite, realizing that it has a much more important job to do. It's not done yet. And as you pop open the cylinder on its back, you see a bound scroll, which you remove. After which the rabbit does chow down on the rations that you've left. If you would like, you can read the letter. After all, you were waiting for this, expecting it even. Let me know if that's what you want to do. Or if you want to set it on fire. I mean, we could start this thing.
I would like to read the letter.
As you unfurl it, the memory of the paper, having sat in this tube for a number of days, making it hard to hold open earnestly, you kind of hold it up against the wall, smooth it out, and then take a good long gander at what fate has in store for you today. It reads, Ayla Silverleaf, I hope this letter finds you well and not too muddy. If you are muddy, that's okay too. Mud builds character. I am pleased to inform you that your application to join the prestigious ranks of our order have been approved. And so, under the authority of Chief Flora, you are hereby summoned to Torvosa, the seat of power over all Zashitan. The order is in need of you. Ayla. Real need. The important kind. There's a task waiting for you here, one better done sooner rather than later, and I believe that you're the best fit for it. Also, if Rajette can spare any help, just a few folk, or even one extra stout fellow, that would be wonderful. Please, come to Torvosa as fast as your legs will carry you. I'll be waiting and preparing your grand initiation. Welcome to the Order of the Jackalope. Signed, Bramble Backfoot, Speaker of the Order, Defender of Burrows, and occasional knocker over of inkpots. As you read the last bit of that, you see there is a massive ink stain in the bottom right corner of the letter. So, with this information, and considering you're still in your farmer's attire, what do? Keep in mind that, as we established in the Session 0, you do have some family that lives with you, a father and a middle brother. Your eldest brother has not been seen in some time. So you may want to take a moment to tell them what exactly is going on, or maybe you just aren't that good with goodbyes. What do you think, Russell? Welcome in, Matt Steely. Yes, join the roleplay. Opt in. We'll be selecting our second character here soon. We've just, I like to kind of slow roll it on these introductions. Especially after you guys worked so hard to build the backstories for these characters. I don't think you realize exactly how well it played into some of the plans that I have. I can't wait to see how all that connects and intermingles. What do we think, Russell? And as you guys can see, we're kind of role-playing through the backstory of Ayla, at least. We may get to do a bit of that with all the characters this time. Last time we kind of dove right in, but I like that you guys are going to be tied into the story and the world a little bit more this way. I was overjoyed that you wanted to make backstories for these characters. Jason, you didn't miss much. We have just
I grab my equipment and tell my family I've been summoned to Torvosa before I depart.
As you begin gathering your things, and your character has been outfitted with the appropriate equipment, so if you would like, any of you can take a look at the character sheets. The link is in the description below. You can see what these characters are packing, quite literally. Equipment, spells, all the good stuff. And so, as you gather your things, Ayla, your father walks into your room. So, time's finally come. Setting out at your own, are you? Suppose this means you heard back from the Order. Just need you to promise me that you'll be safe. Just promise me you'll be safe. You see your father, serious but gentle and caring. He's a broad-shouldered elven man with sun-brown skin and dark brown hair. He's got a bit of sun damage on that skin, despite being just about middle-aged for an elf. What do you say to your father before leaving, Russell? I'll say while you're pondering that, your middle brother, the brother that is older than you are the youngest, walks up, and you can see he's tall, somewhat sharp-featured, with one of his sleeves rolled up, and dark hair tied back out of his face. The other sleeve hangs loosely over a dead arm, scarred by the fire. Still, seems somewhat playful, as if he knows that you're onto bigger and better things. that you deserve them. Ask Father what happened at the farmer's market that one night. Yeah, that would be quite the story to tell. We may get to some of that. We'll see. I love that you guys know some of the backstory as it's coming out, but you may not know what I've done to twist and mold it to my designs. For the most part, I've left things alone, but I do think the way this ties in and fits with the overall story, you're going to be very pleased with, as am I. So, Russell, what is it that you tell your father?
I can't promise my own safety, Father, but I promise I will at least try to come back safely. I give him a hug, then tell my brother to look after the family while I'm gone.
You look to your brother, Nathir, and as you tell him this, yeah, and you don't be afraid to stir up trouble. I know you're good at that. Just, stay clear of it yourself. There's a blast radius, you know? And he kind of motions down to his arm. It hasn't been long, but he's made light of it in a way that is spiritually strong. As your father sort of looks back from him, a bit paler in his complexion after the uncouth joke. That is all I can ask. Of course, your safety is my main concern, but if you see your eldest brother, if he's out there still, tell him to come home. I don't know why he took up arms to fight alongside that corrupt, tyrannical chief. Why he didn't return when our home set aflame. I should like to believe he is still breathing. I hope he is still breathing. I should like to believe that you will find him, and both of you will return safely. As he kind of lingers on that, perhaps I can offer some aid in that regard. He moves over just around the bend where his room is, opens the door, walks in. You and your brother sort of exchange glances for a moment, and when he returns, he brings with him an old set of armor, plate, better than the chainmail that you wear. As he passes it on to you, your eyes are drawn distinctly towards a helmet that once represented a sort of, not royal guard, but a distinguishment among those that would fight for Zashutan if the time called. I had my fill of it. What feels like a lifetime ago. For a human, it might be. I'm hoping you have your fill of it too. With this, I'm hoping you come home safe. As he passes this off to you, you stand, you meander towards the doorway, he follows you. You stand in the cool morning light inside the farmhouse as your father pulls you into a final lingering embrace. His hands tremble just slightly across your back. Your brother Nathir rests a calloused palm on your shoulder, his features softened with pride he doesn't quite say aloud. Pride in his younger sister. And as your goodbyes are said, you press on out the door, knowing exactly who you're going to elicit help from, as per the letter. Is there anything, Russell, that you would like to do in town as Ayla before getting underway on this adventure? For the most part, you have your armor, you have your weaponry. There's not much that you could want, but if there's anything you might want to add to this character or try to interact with, I certainly wouldn't stop you. While I'm thinking on that, I'm going to add your plate mail. That was not something that you were automatically going to get, but I really liked the RP you had with your father. And I think, given your discussion, he would have given you that. Look at that. Plate. Wow. Looking like a paladin now, Ayla. So, while you ponder this, and while you walk through the city, considering what it is you might need for such a long journey, you pass into the heart of the town where the smell of char and fresh-cut timber still lingers in the air. Régette is a patchwork of ruin and renewal. Shells of burnt homes stand beside newly raised frames, their beams pale against the blackened stone. Villagers move with weary determination, hauling bundles of timber and stacking bricks. Children chase each other through muddy streets while their parents rebuild in strained silence. Yet all of it exists as proof that Régette, wounded as it is, refuses to die. And at this point, we're going to find out who's going to be piloting our second character, Nyx, the arcane trickster rogue. Jason96, welcome in, my friend, and so glad to have you piloting Nyx, a regular of the channel. You know how this thing works, so take it for a spin. See how it goes.
If I don't respond in a timely manner, it's because I'm watching the Cowboys lose.
Hey, a lovely pastime indeed. I also love to watch the Cowboys lose, but maybe you don't like that.
I take one more look at the town before setting off.
Okay. As you kind of look through the town, Ayla, your eyes are drawn mostly towards the open horizon. Régette's shoreline faces the west in a way that provides for a mesmerizing sunset. The river that it is butted up against, and I can show this, is so wide, so vast, that it looks like an ocean all itself. As you kind of stare out that way, it's not sunset, of course, it is morning, but you kind of recall the fractured beauty that is your home, this place that has raised you, that you owe so much to. It hurts you to see it this way, but it makes you happy to see people caring for it in the way that you would. You know that it's in good hands. So, we now move to the inside of the dim confines of the murky mudfish. Lantern light flickers across an empty bar with a pile of splintered wood confined to a corner. At one of the few remaining tables, a dark-skinned elf in deep purple leathers nurses her third glass of firewater. Polishing
Nyx,
it off,
the dark and mysterious dark elf watches as night falls upon the farmland, leaving the stars to shine down over the clear night sky. Nyx's dark elf skin blends into the night like a shadow.
Nyx's skin does indeed blend into the dark confines of this bar, and perhaps after your third glass of firewater, you do think it's about time for night to fall. Your amber eyes stay half-lidded, distant, as though trying to drown more than just the taste of this backwater backwash. The bar is silent, but for the soft shuffle of an elderly turtle woman making her way across the floor, she stops by the table, her shell creaking as she leans in. Far be it for me to question, but do you think it wise to imbibe so thoroughly this early in the day? Nyx Shadowheart, how do you respond to such a question? Ayla is on her way to you, but you don't know that yet. This is just like any other day. You guys did tell me she's a day drinker, so we're getting that character note right out of the way, front and center. And for those of you who didn't catch it, this is in fact the same tavern that the party fought in our main campaign. That's why there are only a few tables left. A lot of them got smashed. Welcome in, Saft. Yes, join the role play. Join the running. Glad to have you, friend. And guys, keep in mind, when we go to add in one of these characters, when we go to pull a name out of the hat, so to speak, it's only going to pull if you've been active in chat for the last 5 minutes. So when I announce that, you may want to spam a little bit. And I only do that so that we don't get somebody piloting that isn't quite as attentive as they should be. I want to keep things moving for everybody. Zazima, I'm ready for you to get in and pilot one of these characters.
After she finishes her firebolt ale, Nyx looks at the woman with her amber eyes. She smiles, revealing her sharp jaw teeth as she replies with something charming and witty.
In that case, I think I'm going to have you make a persuasion check for me. So this will be the first roll of the campaign. ! R, persuasion. You would type that into the chat. That should factor in everything, including expertise. I had to add that new feature. And for those of you looking for all the new features that I have added, I'm working on something very big behind the scenes for Chat Plays specifically. Just still isn't quite ready. I want to make sure when I roll this thing out, it works the way I want it to. So just a little bit longer. Ooh, a 9. First roll of the campaign, auspicious start. As the turtle woman sort of looks at you, as maybe you say something along the lines of, I haven't had nearly enough to... She reaches down, takes your glass. Before you break it, there's been quite a lot of damage done to my establishment, and I think you have had enough. She kind of maneuvers back across the floor, back to the bar, where she's more or less cleaning from last night. I'm not sure if you've been there all night or if you just got in the morning, but either way, you smell like it's been a while. As that turtle shuffles away, you slip a hand beneath your leathers and draw out the one thing you've ever truly kept for yourself. Something to keep you occupied now that you don't have a drink to sip on. A pale silver root bulb rests within your palm like a piece of frozen moonlight. Smooth, weightless, almost delicate. Yet within its hollow center, a thin coil of red energy swirls in a faint glow that bleeds across your knuckles. Growing up in Darkwell taught you to travel
Nyx lets
light.
out a loud burp and blows some stinky breath out. I promise to be good, my dear turtle woman. Nyx then looks at her charm and remembers the good old days.
Oh, yes, she does. Growing up in Darkwell taught you to travel light, to let go of anything that could be stolen or used against you, but not this. Never this. It has followed you ever since your dealings with the Hidden Hand Syndicate, through hunger and escape, always hanging close to your heart. The one treasure that they all wanted, but you managed to keep from them. What are you doing as you stare into this trinket and sort of inspect it a bit closer and with a bit more of an open mind than you might have in the past? It took me a long time to really think through what I wanted this trinket to be, and as we discussed in session 0, this is the aforementioned item. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that's not going to watch the session 0 and wants to experience the campaign as normal, but those of you who are there, you know what this is. Blows some stinky breath out. Contrary to popular belief, I think that all breath is stinky. It's pretty hard to avoid. I think, you can do a mint, but really, then it's just minty hot air, and who wants that? At least, that might be what Nyx is thinking. I don't remember shit, frankly. Saf, maybe that's for the best. You'll get a nice, raw experience coming into this.
Nyx hides her charm from view, but reads deep within her trinket. The one thing dear to her heart.
As you stare into that red energy, it's weird to explain, because you can't see yourself, and yet you know that that red energy is reflected in your eyes. No, it is your eyes. Your eyes become sort of this tinge of red for a flicker of a second as you continue to stare at it. Why don't you go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, Nyx? So !R, Arcana. We're going to see how much you can glean about the nature of this. You've had it for a while, so maybe some of these thoughts aren't new to you. Or, if you don't roll well, perhaps you're too drunk to think of them. Oh, I didn't mean to jinx you, but there it is. With a 5, as you stare at this root bulb, it is every bit as mysterious to you as the day that you found it. Or rather, stole it. But perhaps that's a story for another time. As you look beyond the trinket, you see the door of the murky mudfish groans open, and a spill of morning light cuts across the tavern floor. You glance up, half expecting trouble, or another reminder of why you started drinking so early. But instead, you see her. Ayla Silverleaf steps inside, brushing the journey's dust from her sleeves, her eyes scanning the room until they land on you. Familiar jolt runs through you. Something flickers in your chest. It's been weeks since you've
Nyx
seen...
has a hard time remember the details, but did she get this at the farmer's market from another girl? Perhaps a farmer's daughter.
Nyx, you would at least know that you got this trinket from Darkwell before you left. This would be somewhat of a lifetime ago for you, and yet you've managed to keep it safe all this time. And that being the case, as Ayla Silverleaf walks in, I imagine you might have kept this a secret from her as well, even as close as you two were growing up. I'll leave that up to you. Do you want to have told her about this, or do you hide it from her in this moment? As she kind of makes eye contact with you and realizes she hasn't seen you in a few weeks. You remember the day you tried to rob her family's stall at the market, the moment her father caught you by the wrist, the long weeks you spent working off your debt in the fields, and this strange, stubborn friendship that grew out of it. You and Ayla couldn't be more different. Still, as her expression brightens at the sight of you, you do feel a very familial connection. Probably the most you've ever had as an orphan. Yes, an orphan rogue. But it's different this time, I swear! Yes, some of the most punishing dice rolls to start off this campaign.
Nyx hides nothing from her best friend forever. Ayla, the one person Nyx trusts with her life.
So, Ayla, Russell, as you enter, you see Nyx staring into this trinket that she has shown you before, and it's up to you how you feel about it, but this certainly looks to be something arcane in nature and something you don't understand. As you greet her now, she's at it again, and perhaps give me an insight check as you greet your friend in the bar. Ooh, Jason has just one use. As a reminder, when it swaps over, it will randomly select somebody, so keep an eye on that. Ooh, there's a good roll. So as you press in, I won't contest the roll here with Nyx, but you can definitely tell she's in a place of drinking. You imagined you'd find her here. You can tell that she's at least a few drinks deep, but maybe not sure how much she's got under her belt this early in the morning. What do you do, Russell, as you greet Jason, Ayla, and Nyx? Yeah, like I was saying, Jason's got one use left, and then it's going to automatically cycle out. Then that's how we'll be playing musical chairs for the rest of the night. So keep an eye on it. Just call me Drac for short since it's easier. Okay, will do. I'll try to remember that. Speaking of Drac, I see those 1,000 chaos points you dumped in. crystals looking more unstable, perhaps like the magic item that Nyx holds in her palm. Matt Steely. Yeah, I forgot it was all girls too until I started like getting the Hero Forge minis and stuff ready. As
when
a reminder.
Ayla sits down, Nyx takes Ayla's hand, stares deeply into her eyes and tells her that she will always trust Ayla with her life, and that she will always have Ayla's back now and forever.
Oh my gosh. I love this sweet, heartfelt energy coming from our rogue. With a sad backstory. I think it makes sense. You've bonded with this family, and you're very trusting of them. We're establishing more of that character as we go along. Ayla, how do you greet your friend as you sit down with them? They clasp your hand and seem to be searching for what it is you need from them. Ready to jump at a moment's notice and join you in whatever adventures you may have in store. Yeah, we're almost to our
I feel
third
the same
character,
about
too.
you, Nyx. How many drinks have you had?
I love the voices for these characters. They came out really good. Since I had some backstory time, I actually went and spent a moment deciding on what these characters would sound like, and this is really, it's tickling my fancy here. Definitely every bit of what I had dreamed. So Nyx, as Ayla asks you how many you've had to drink, do you lie to her? Do you tell her?
I am grateful for you to be here, Ayla, and let's see what this new adventure holds. I have had a few drinks, but I am all right.
I think we'll save you from any ability checks on that one. And I think, Ayla, you've known her to be fairly stable, even when in quite the inebriated state. So with those pleasantries out of the way, and perhaps as Nyx stows that item once again in a safe place, what would you like to talk about? I'll make this simple for you, Ayla. This is the person that you thought you might want to join you on the adventure. Or perhaps one of two. As another reminder, in session 0, the chat was pretty obsessed with making K-pop demon hunters the party. The 3 elven sisters, and I think you've done well there. We haven't met our 3rd elven warrior just yet, but you can see their stats rolling through. Might even be able to take a peek at their character sheets if you'd like. Ladies. I would say perhaps even the turtle kind of walks up and recognizes you, Ayla, and the Silverleaf family.
I've been summoned to Torvosa, and I couldn't imagine leaving without you by my side. Would you join me?
All right. Looks like Drac is now in the pilot seat for Nyx, so you can respond. Let them know if you're coming along or not, or if there's any questions you might have about said adventure. I'll say the turtle, as you two are discussing, walks up, recognizes Ayla Silverleaf. Drink on the house. Your family's been very helpful in keeping the town fed, and I appreciate it. I know you've been working hard in those fields. And she sort of sets down a full mug of ale. If you're not ready to drink this early, I'd be happy to draw you some water instead. I just assumed. And then she makes her way back to the bar, not waiting for any sort of response from you.
Certainly, Ayla. Let's cause some chaos. Grins.
Turns to the camera, winks. Well then, as the two of you perhaps finish off the complimentary drink and then begin moving from
I appreciatively nurse my drink.
We move from the murky mudfish now towards a different place entirely. Just beyond the jagged edge where the charred wasteland meets the living jungle, a high elf clad in hide leathers and tufts of brush meant to camouflage skulks through the dense jungle, using a sickle to occasionally clear her path. Thalindra Morning Dew Dreadclaw. Her bright yellow eyes glow as she searches the thicket for something. Hunting, perhaps. Looks like Renarius is in the pilot seat for Thalindra. So Renarius, as you are searching through the thicket for something, hunting something, I am going to have you make a survival check for me, just to start things off. So !R survival. This will determine how well you're able to find what it is you're looking for, although I'll keep that a secret from you just for now. You and the rest of the chat. Ooh. This early in the morning, perhaps you're used to being able to sleep late as you sort of live out beneath the tree canopies and make your own rules. It's hard to ascertain where this creature could be. Your tracking skills are failing you in this moment. Yet, you continue on and push through a curtain of broad leaves. What do you do in this moment as you wander aimlessly through the wood? Renarius, let me know if there's anything that you would like to try or do differently as you're searching for a creature. You know that much. And yes, I love the look of Thalindra here. She's very much a spiritually connected druid. You guys even went as far as to make her the daughter of a dryad. So she's half dryad, not technically full high elf, but I imagine the bloodlines sort of bleed together. That 8 survival, not quite going to do it for whatever it is you're looking for, but you may yet find it. It just might not be on your terms.
I'll take a pause to get my bearings.
Okay. Renarius, you take a moment as you sort of brush through those broad leaves and maybe even hack at them a little bit with your sickle to clear a path. Make a perception check for me. So !R perception. As you kind of pause and just take in your surroundings, possibly even not searching for the creature you're hunting here. Possibly just admiring the beauty of this place. Saft! Thanks for the $5, man. He says, I was looking forward to this all day. That said, I'm sure I won't get assigned a character tonight. I only got assigned once during session 0. I'm sorry, Saft. That is luck of the draw there. I unfortunately don't have any control over how often people get picked. It is a true random. I did make sure of that. And we, like I said before, we got rid of the chaos points thing. It no longer puts you to the front of the line, so everybody's got an equal chance. Now, with an 11 perception check, I'll say, Thalindra, you're kind of looking out across this forested expanse. It's dense. The leaves rustle as the wind blows. There's a stream sort of trickling down towards the ruins of Rejette, where it meets the wider river. You take a moment to sort of just breathe it all in. And just as you do, a shrill, familiar screech tears through the canopy overhead. That's why. Halfway up a sturdy jungle tree, as you look up, you see an owl bear crouched on a thick branch. Their feathers bristle, eyes gleaming with delight. Before you can call out, the creature launches itself into the air, wings flaring, claws outstretched as it plummets straight towards you. The impact knocks the breath from your lungs as the two of you tumble in a chaotic knot of fur, feathers, and limbs, rolling through the brush until you skid to a stop in a spray of leaves. The beast pins you, panting hot air against your face, and then licks you. With a slobbering ferocity that would be terrifying to anyone else. But you laugh. Loud, unrestrained, as you wrap your arms around your old littermate. Memories flicker. Jericho Forest, childhood days spent in an owl bear form you eventually grew out of. Your half-dryad heritage putting you between shapes and selves. You may have forgotten much of those early years, but this bond, this wild joy, remains unmistakably yours. Seeing your littermate, what is it that you do here? As they have pounced upon you and are licking all over your face, you've hugged them back and come to remember a lot of your past and what makes you special. Now you know why I wanted to keep the owl bear secret. Our druid has a owl bear friend. Might not be a pet. It might not be coming on the adventure, but I think we'll see. There's something that could happen. There's something that could happen. As ChaosBot reminds you, if you become a member, obviously we would be ever so appreciative, as we are appreciative of everyone that gifts memberships and helps us support the channel, gets you a ton of stuff, chaos points that you can contribute to the stream, a bunch of emotes that you can use in the stream chat, a bunch of homebrew pamphlets. You don't just get access to the 1 month, you get access to all of them. And there are currently 7, I think. So lots of homebrew available to you, all for just $5 a month. Of course, you know, I realize money's tight for a lot of people, so if it's too much, don't feel pressured. We love that you're here and gaming with us. Say us.
Tell my litter mate to get ready as I push them off to try and playfully wrestle with them.
That's so sweet. And Saf, that's so sweet. Thank you for the gifted membership, man. I really do appreciate it. I promise I won't do any non-humble plugs, or at least keep them to a minimum. But we really do appreciate you guys being here, regardless of the membership. Just having you along for the ride is a great joy. And as you sit against the trunk of a thick tree, your owl bear companion curling beside you like an oversized cub, you gather a small handful of good berries from your pouch and offer them gently, palm open. The creature snaps them up with warmth and delighted chirps before nudging you for you to take your share. The moment the berries touch your tongue, a familiar sensation floods your limbs. Their natural magic hums through your veins, threading you back to the roots of who you are. To the dryad mother whose lullabies once drifted through your dreams, to the forest that cradled you. The jungle canopy sways overhead, twisting in a gentle blur of greens and golds as a windborne song rises through the leaves. But then, the sweetness curdles on your tongue. Your breath catches. The warmth dims. The taste, sharp, acrid, does not belong to any berry. It creeps across your senses like a spreading rot. Not a bad fruit, not a mistake. An omen. A dream turning dark. The jungle fades, swallowed by a darkness so vast that you hardly recall where you were before. Around you sprawls a hollow expanse where the husks of dead plants drift upwards, desperate for a drink of light that you feel in this place may never come. What do you do, Thalindra, in this place? Renarius, as you take a taste of good berry, it turns sour in your mouth, and then you appear somewhere else entirely. Your connection to nature as a dryad is strong, but perhaps you have never experienced anything quite like this before. What could be hiding in this darkness?
I search for the source of this oddity.
Okay. Make an investigation check. So !R investigation. As you look around for anything that could be causing this vision, you wonder if perhaps this is just a version of the reality you're experiencing? Or is it somewhere else entirely? You're not sure. Oh man. As you glance around, you're having a hard time understanding what has caused this to take place. All you know is that you're locked in this dark, hollow expanse, fog creeping across the ground, your footsteps squelching with every step that you take through the mud. It is barren here. And coming from Joriku Forest where you grew up, even living in Rejette now, it is a far cry from anything you've experienced. Even the charred remains of the forest show some sign of life, rebirth, but you do not find that here. I will say at least, with a 9, that at the center of the void surrounding you, half kneeling, half fallen, you see a vaguely humanoid figure on their knees. Their hands appear to be behind their back, and they're slumped over as if mentally and emotionally drained. What is it that you do here, seeing this? Certainly not the afternoon
I'll
that I
move
imagined.
towards the figure.
Okay. As you move towards the figure, you realize that as you recalled your mother, the dryad, the owl bears, the nature that helped raise you, there was one individual left out. This figure you see is your father. A high elven man with muted gold skin, layered leathers, amber eyes beneath thick eyebrows, and a ponytail of silver hair. It's been a little while since you've seen him. He's a bit of a ranger in his own right. And even though your mother, and he separated when you were young, there was no ill will, no bad blood. So it pains you to see him in a place like this. You wonder why. Why is it that you're being shown this? As his eyes go wide, his hands are bound, he calls out for help. Help! Please! Can anyone hear me? You can hear him. As his silhouette flickers in the fog, the darkness seems to be trying to swallow him whole. What do? Valindra? I will say it's easy enough for you to recall that your father once fought for the rebellion, fought under General Matavi, fought for the winning side in the end. To see him in this state after such a chaotic civil war, it's confusing to say the least. Is this a glimpse at the past, perhaps? What do here, Renarius?
I'll try to respond by saying I'm here and how can I free you?
As you open your mouth to speak, you do so, but the sound is muffled in a weird way. I'm going to say, make a performance check for me. I want to see if this reaches your father's ears. So !R performance. See if we can get a roll above a 10 tonight. We did get a 13 earlier, but that's not quite lucky enough. Oh, Saft, thank you for the $5. He said, could investigation checks be obliviated by explained expenditures of time? I'm not sure what it is you're trying to say. Let me know, Saft, in the chat. I will respond to you. I'll keep an eye out for it. But I want to say yes. Yes, and? Wow. Okay. There's a high roll. 18 plus 2. I will say, Thalindra, as you shout with all your might, realizing that something about this is casing you in, holding you back from reaching your father, you do see his face turn to you, eyes wide, as he recognizes, Val. With that, a sudden burst of green light flares beside him, and your mother appears. Her dryad form radiant and trembling, vines unfurling from her arms as she reaches for him. But every inch beyond her circle of living green turns her bark gray. Her limbs crack, her leaves wilt. She recoils in agony, unable to cross that barren threshold. Her love for him may have been brief, fragile season long past, but her devotion burns fiercer than any memory. She turns towards you, eyes luminous, just like yours, her voice threading into the mind of her daughter like a ripple through roots. Child, only you can reach him. Only you can pull him back. The plea thrums through your bones, through the wild and the human in equal measure. The vision tightens around you like a grasping vine. What do you do as your glimpse of this reality begins to fade, Renarius? Obviated. Thank you. You didn't have to spend another $2 for that. Thank you. Thank you, Saf. Could investigation checks be obviated by explained expenditures of time? I'm still not sure what it is that you're trying to say. I think what you're trying to say is, could investigation checks basically be made obsolete if you spend enough time looking at something? Is that what you're trying to say? In which case, yes, but oftentimes...
Ask where I need to begin my search.
As you call out, I'll say with that same prior performance check, your vision has completely faded. You're not sure if your mother has heard you, but then you hear her words in response. A single word. Darkwell. Your vision comes to a close. Your eyes snap open with a gasp, the jungle spinning back into focus as the last echoes of your mother's plea fade from your mind. Soil and leaf cling to your palms, your breath ragged, your heartbeat pounding in your ears. And then you notice them. Familiar voices, worried and urgent. Ayla Silverleaf kneels at your side, her hands steady on your shoulder despite the fear in her eyes, while Nyx hovers close behind, arms crossed tight. Your owlbear companion presses anxiously against your ribs, feathers fluffed in distress. Whatever darkness you saw a moment ago, whatever omen twisted through your dreams, it loosens its grip just enough as you look into their faces. All three of you are now together, so what are we doing in this moment? It seems you have a common heading. Odd the Bard, welcome in. Good to see you, Brett. Yeah, Saft, I would say that investigation checks, you could basically just sit there for enough time. I do think a particularly bad roll indicates that you're just having one of those days. I like the idea that anybody can fail anything. That's why I don't usually use like passive perception or passive checks. But I would say given enough time, I might give like advantage on the roll. The whole system is built around rolling after all, and I do like paying that forward. I like the dice telling a story. And this, I suppose, is even more to the spirit of that. Not only are the dice telling the story,
I
but
offer
all of you
Thalindra
are.
a hand and get her to stand up.
Okay. Zazima, as you lift Thalindra up off the ground, you feel that her body is...
Thalindra, are you all right? It looked like something was troubling you.
Thalindra, what do you say to Ayla as your sturdy...
With a tear rolling down her green-tinted cheek, Thalinda reaches out to the jungle as her vision ends. When she sees her sisters, her expression changes from that of sadness and wonder back to wild.
I love this. You guys are doing great. Y'all just roleplay. Yeah, you all see that Thalindra definitely has a lot more tone in her muscular feature. I would say to a certain extent, she might even be hard to tell her gender just based on her physique. She even wears a mohawk, as you can see, as opposed to a more traditional haircut. She's kind of a badass. So Thalindra, do you let them know what it was that you saw?
We have been called to duty. Smiley face emoji.
There you go, Saft, piloting Ayla. Well done. Glad to have you in. Yeah, you explained to Thalindra that you have been called to duty and you want her to come along. Although Thalindra might not know where it is that you're going. And she might have an ulterior motive. So I'll leave that up to Jason. And of course...
Hugs Thalindra and we have an adventure to explore. This way.
Nyx is so sure that the bond between the three of you is unbreakable and just easily going to rope you into whatever adventures you have individually. That she begins to guide you along the path north towards Torvosa.
I saw my father in a vision. He's calling me to an epic quest. Thalindra slicks back for hair. I have no idea where, and we will go with wild fury.
Absolutely, Jason. So with everyone in agreement, the party formed. We'll say the journey from the scarred fields of Rejet to the tangled wilds of Torvosa blur into a long, wandering rhythm of footsteps and shifting landscape. For nearly 3 days, you all travel beneath broad skies and dense canopy, passing through stretches of humid forests where insects buzz, birds sing, and predators lurk in the quiet. Nights are spent beneath woven branches, Ayla tending small cook fires while Nyx keeps a silent watch and Thalindra plots the path ahead for the next day. By the time the sun sails high in the middle of the third day, painting the jungle in gold hues, enormous stone structures begin to dot the horizon, and Torvosa lay just ahead of you. What are the three of you doing just outside of the city that you were called to gather? We're not given any specific location, just Torvosa itself. While I wait for a response, I'll change the mood music here. Torvosa, the seat of power. I'm going to pull that up on the map so you guys can look at it and kind of see where everything is located. You can see Darkwell in the upper left corner of the map. Torvosa is near the center, and Rayjet is south of that, kind of on a little peninsula. Peninsula on a peninsula. So, Jason, Saft, and Drak, I will wait for your response. If I don't hear anything in a little bit, we'll take that for you just pressing on into the city.
Felindra travels like a wild tiger as she leads her sister through the dangers of the jungle. Seeing the city her father told her about, Thanlindra points to it off in the distance.
So the city that Thalindra's father, he may have
Torvosa, a
mentioned...
city by the sea surrounding a bay. We will make our claim their sisters.
Yes, indeed. Your father, Thalindra, would have maybe told you about Torvosa at one time, especially given that he fought under General Matavi, and so his stint as part of the fighting force would have been there. And you're from the Joriku Forest, far in the north, so you would have probably seen Torvosa before. But point of note, the town that your mother told you your father is in, or where you should go, is Darkwell, which happens to be on the way. Maybe you've shared that with your sisters, maybe you haven't. But in any case, as you step from the tangled undergrowth onto the first cobblestone path of your adventure, the city opens before you in tiered layers, broad stone platforms stacked like steps in a giant staircase, each one supporting clusters of colorful woven tents, market stalls, and homes carved in masonry. Roads crisscross in geometric patterns, guiding you towards the distant shoreline where the wreck of an enormous wooden ship lies split clean in two.
It is there where my father, the brave soldier, has led me to go as his memory leads my heart. Thalindra then thinks, well, maybe not this city, but it is one along the way.
Thalindra gets a little turned around, but knows this place by heart.
We should get going then. If we have everything we need then let's go.
Okay. You all enter the city proper. Beyond all of the grandeur of these stone platforms, the massive ship at the front of the bay that's been split clean in two, you see towering stone pyramids dominating the skyline. You see rocky crags and spires jutting upwards around the city's edge. Is there anything that you'd like to do? Again, Ayla, you were told to go to Torvosa, but now that you're here, you're realizing this place is a jungle all its own. It's quite large. It could be hard to find this bramble person that you're supposed to be looking for. The very first one they started recording, the one before the main campaign that is coming to the end. Yes. We, if you guys are interested in some of the backstory of this campaign setting and how all this ties into the larger adventure, check out Legacy of the Ashen, specifically about, I'd say midway through the series, there is a really big chunk of an adventure that happens in Zashitan that gives a ton of backstory to everything going on. And as you saw in the first Chat Plays D&D, you can affect the events of that larger campaign from this campaign. I love how it all ties together.
Perhaps we should walk to a tavern and ask where we can meet a person like our contact.
Okay. I like that idea, Saf. Go ahead and make a we'll call it a survival check. Even though you're not in the wilds anymore, this place is, like I said, a jungle all its own.
Just before entering the city, Thalinda suddenly grabs Nyx's hand as she suddenly stops. Her wild eyes frozen with a bit of fear. Tell me, Nyx, that we'll be okay here in the confines of this city.
Oh, Thalindra a little bit nervous to go into a larger settlement after living in the wilds. I think that makes a lot of sense for her character. Nyx, do you comfort your friend and give her any peace of mind as you enter a place that I'm sure you're fairly used to? And Saft, when you get there's that survival check coming in.
We will be alright as long we stick together.
With a 14, you kind of ascertain the layout of the city well enough. Having
We
perhaps-
take 10.
we take 10. Not sure. Take 10. Like, just, you're going to pause for a little bit? Just taking a moment to kind of settle in and take it all in as you look over the city. I will say...
10 minutes.
Oh, I see. 10 minutes looking around, trying to ascertain where a local tavern is. You do eventually come upon a small pavilion where you can hear the clink of vials and bottles and some mugs being exchanged. Here in the heart of Torvosa, you find a natural marketplace sheltered beneath a canopy of intertwined tree branches. The pavilion, crafted from living wood, offers a cool respite from the heat. And here you find quite a few drinks, some of them for imbibing, some of them for perhaps strengthening yourself. A little bit of alchemy is going on within this herbalist's pavilion. Is there anything specific that you're looking for here? You see people of all different make and mileage. You see humans, you see elves, you see Eladrin even, though they are a little bit more rare here.
Philindra's wild eyes scan the city, but she stays close to Nyx and Ayla. While in the city, her confidence is not as strong as it is in the wild jungle. With you two at my side, I can do this.
Absolutely. That's well stated. Feeling the confidence return to you, knowing that your sisters are here alongside you. You walk into this crowded marketplace, and let fate take the reins.
Anyone look like Bramble to us, DM?
I'll say make a perception check as you kind of look amongst the crowd. You do see quite a few animal-based folk. May not see a rabbit, but we'll see. You know at least that you would be looking for that.
/ our perception.
Or perhaps you would be looking for someone with antlers on, knowing about the Order of the Jackalope. With an 18, you scan the crowd, and you don't see any sign of a rabbit folk. You see a number of tabaxi. You see several rat folk. You see even a kobold manning one of the stalls. But as you scan the area and look up to like some of the higher perches where the stone rises above the pavilion, you can see in the sky a shifting shadow sweeping across the sun. You see this winged shape gliding overhead, broad membranous wings, a long reptilian tail, and scales that catch the light in flashes of ochre and green. No one around you looks up. You can tell this with an 18. The market goers just continue bartering, children dash between stone pillars, and even the guards seem oblivious to the looming beast above, or at least okay with it for some reason. What do you do, knowing that there is indeed what you believe to be a dragon overhead, but no one else?
Philindra does see a few handsome men in the crowd. She smiles at one of them as they walk by. She tries to be sweet, but her smile comes across more like a snarl instead.
What do you see, Ayla?
Yeah, Drac, as Nyx, as you look over towards Ayla, you see her staring at the sky with a bit of worry in her expression. Perhaps you even follow her gaze, and you can make out that shadow just as well. What are the three of you doing as Thylindra tries her hand at a different beast?
A beast flies forth in the sky and none find fear.
Okay, yeah. As you're sort of drawing attention to this, the crowd continues to move. As you pointed out, maybe there's a kid that sort of follows your eye line as they rush out from behind a pillar playing a game of tag, and they stop in their tracks as they look at you. Oh, Mom says not to worry about them. They won't hurt us. Is there anything else that you do in this moment? Perhaps even leaning out from the pavilion canopy to get a better look at the creature. Not sure if you've ever seen a dragon before. This might be the first one.
Who are they exactly, young man?
I don't really know their name, but they're supposed to be friendly. I think. There was a big dragon that used to make a lot of the plants in the area. She died. I think that's the young one. Anyway, good luck. And he sort of rushes back off to continue his game of tag. Based on their explanation,
Seeing the worried look in Ayla's eyes, Thalindra immediately goes on the defense. She ducks down as the dragon flies overhead and almost smacks one of the kids with her clawed hands.
Okay. So, in this moment, I don't know why it scrolled so much. Look at this. With a sudden snap of its wings in response to your own sudden movement,
We
the
are looking
creature-
for someone. Would you happen to know someone who might know someone, kid? Thalindra, chill.
Thalindra, chill as you see this dragon tuck its wings into a steep dive. Wind whips across your faces as it plummets straight towards you. Its shadows swelling across the street. The ground erupts with startled dust and bursts of color as the vendors leap aside now that the reptilian beast has hurtled down, its claws outstretched, aiming directly for your group. And before we find out what happens next, we're going to go on a quick break. Don't go nowhere, because on the break, there is a raffle where you can get 1,000 free chaos points. And when we come back, we'll see exactly how all this pans out for our adventurers in the city of Torvosa. Don't go nowhere. See you in a bit. Bye.
Oh, terribly sorry. I didn't know anyone would be here while the stream was running. Give me a moment to tidy up. It's much better. Well, while you're here, we might as well take a moment to thank all of our members for supporting the channel and bringing this stream to life. A huge thanks to Tides of Mo, Tabletop Beard, Grim Reaper, Atmos Seeker, Justinian of Darkport, Angel Jobert, Angel of Darkport, Brett Venable, Dutin 103, Zebek Longfang, Lil Tired, Memebot 69000, XIVM, Jason Miller, Corey of Darkport, Devin Beard, Wilfreda Figueroa, Ruby Rod, Sam Huffpower, Daniel Struve, Agile Monk, Moon Goose McQueen, Jude Eschette, Russell Mooney, Licia Harding, Saft 911, Jason, Defiant Chaos, James Carr, Felsi, Dan Stuffin' Things, Golden 21, Johnny Pierce, Cognoscente, Alex Merchant, Replicator Phil, Killer Kitty, I Slap Kitties, T.I. Block, Thork TV, Lou, Malice, Corey Skinner, Cabbage Cat, Daniel J. Colby, Gillian Maple, Joe Buttering, Dylan Courtwright, Squiddy, Greg France, Kay, Mariah Saint, Padfoot, Wobble Seeker, Ant Mac, Juggler John, Gamer Fur Trash, Dark Sunshine, Patrick Tolman, MKG Raider, Darian K, Griffin Slatton, Cam, Max Stone, Matt Palmer, JJ the Phoenix, Joao Simoes, Inzino, Everett McMahon, Tengu, Ironbeard DM, The Storytelling Castle, Tyler Frost, Zap, Daniel Fire, Cogboy of Mars, Lothos Carpathia, Justin Channels, Hatter, White, Electric Werecat, Mr. Geaton, Athicor, Daniel Calderon, Nigel Chandler, Jason Rapper, Nicolon Oxendy, Rika X, Coca Demonis, C. Salamander, Drazani, Alex Kruger, Michael Castile, Patricia Van Curler, Rice in Sue, Rolf the Dragon Doge, Blizzard King, Geblin Gabagool, Tyler Dan, Chowder, Chris Hillier, Dowan Moore, Vinny Salsa, NKLO, I Know What You Did Last Roll, Matt Buchanan, Core, Renarius Ash Kevrin, Zach Transfer, Blue Perry, Alphabet Apostate, Sugar Cube, Brother Neil, Chef Odeth, D.H., The Lovely Scrub, Zap 4, Deathbird EX, D'Angelo Barton, Geeko, Logan Keller, Artificial Duck, Sean Rib, Terrence Thompson, and Ira Wing.
You know, members get tons of unique benefits as well, like these weekly shoutouts and emojis that they can use in the stream chat, and a heaping helping of chaos points that can be used to, well, perhaps it's better to show you.
Welcome to Constructed Chaos, a D&D live play channel where you get to control the game. Join us on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time for our in-person live stream that allows you to influence our adventures in major ways. From alternate plot points to rerolls to absolute chaos. And tune in on Mondays at 7 for our brand new Chat Plays D&D format where you get to roll the dice and pilot the characters themselves straight from the live stream chat. And between it all, there's tons of homebrew content and guides that we release every single month. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
Greetings, viewers. Bramble Backfoot hopping by to let you know about our monthly homebrew packets issued to all those brave enough to join the ranks of our prestigious order. With a plethora of items, monsters, mechanics, and more, it's easier than ever to bring chaos home to your table. So become a member and let's fight the forces of evil together.
Thank you, you're all too kind, and the drinks are on me tonight! Ha 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 ha! Oh, you must not have enabled gifted memberships! Let me show you how. Ha 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 ha! What you'll want to do is make your way over to our channel page and then add /allow_gifts. From there, you can turn on the toggle for free stuff and join in the chaos. Ha 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 ha! Now for my next tune, a little ditty about a dead necromancer named Pinky.
Hello, Trizad here. Oh my god, you have got to come check out all of our wares. We have so many different things. Help support the stream and get yourself some new magic items as well over at the Constructed Chaos store.
Perfect beard brew, perhaps lizard wart, or giant scorpion venom, and a watcher's eye stalk. And just a little dust of undryness. Not one of those crafting table! Smells pretty good, actually. Fireball! Bring home the chaos of Juniper Forest and Magical Embers with my own personal beard products in partnership with Tabletop Beard.
Owlbear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left. Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that?
Hold it right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. A curious and mysterious bauble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you, by chance, by destiny, by desire. It matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Welcome back, everyone. And congratulations to Russell Mooney. You got selected first for the first character, and you got 1,000 chaos points added to your total. Spend them wisely, my friend, as your group now seems to be facing off against a dragon. Over the break, the commands don't work so you guys don't burn your uses out, but Jason mentioned when the dragon lands in a hero's pose, the Lindra moves to stand behind Ayla and Nyx. She hisses at the dragon as she readies herself to survive this encounter. And then she says, I will chill once I know we're not going to be eaten by this dragon here in this dangerous city. Yes, Jason, break already. I had to. But now that we're all back, we can pick up right where we left off. Looks like Russell, Drac, and Jason are all still piloting their characters. However, those characters may be up for grabs soon around the corner here with everything going on. So make sure you're active in chat. Make sure the system knows to select you. And we will dive right back in. We know what the Lindra is doing. Nyx, Ayla, what are you two doing? So Russell and Drac, let me know what you guys are doing. Belsi, I need to add that as a command. Chaos roll. You could make yourself an item if you do chaos item.
We should not worry, but be ready to harm if it attacks. I ready my dagger emoji.
I like that all of Nyx's voice lines are like deadpan. It's kind of how I imagined, like sort of almost emotionless, and it comes across in this bot. It's so good. As she readies a dagger and prepares herself for anything. Nyx, of everyone in this party, I feel like you may have faced down the most insurmountable odds, and you understand that even as dire as things look, it's always worth a fight. Ayla, what are you doing here in this moment? Definitely want to see how our new paladin is squaring up against this foe. Although you haven't been inducted into the Order of the Jackalope yet, you do certainly carry the powers therein if you wish to use them. Yes, that was fun, Drac. Oh, Saft is now in as Nyx. I see that now. Welcome in, Saft. Welcome back in, I should say. And here you thought you weren't going to get to pilot. Glad to have you along, my friend. As this dragon swoops down, it is... You can tell, even at a glance, even when it was in the sky, you can tell this was...
Calm down. If the town doesn't fear the dragon, then it must be all right. Nyx, put your weapons away. I tell the dragon we mean no harm, but were startled by their appearance.
Tell him, Ayla, that we all need to chill and not eat anyone.
Okay. Do any of you speak Draconic? I'm pretty sure none of you do, but I wanted to double check. You guys have access to the character sheets. You can double check for me. However, I will say that the first person to quote unquote aggress in this situation was Thalindra. So Thalindra, as Nyx kind of puts her weapon away, Ayla, as you kind of set your weapon down and encourage Thalindra to do the same. Thalindra, are you chilling out? Are you backing off? I feel like this is whenever you take your dog to somebody's house and let them acclimate with another dog. Maybe that's just our dogs, but that is typically how it goes. It's like, is everybody going to be chill? Everybody going to be cool? What are we thinking? What are we thinking, Thalindra? Jason. Oh, I know you're typing something good up. Oh, I see. Jason said that. So, Saft, let me know if Nyx is putting away her weapon. Yeah, Nyx speaks Common, Elvish, and Thieves can't. So, no Draconic amongst the party.
Thalindra does not speak Draconic, but she instead does a series of clicks and pops to in an attempt to get the city dragon to also chill out.
Okay.
I put away my dagger.
Perfect. Nyx, you put away your dagger. Thalindra, you try and emit this series of noises that you think are close to Draconic as you channel your animalistic nature and what you know about living among creatures, dangerous creatures like this. I'm going to have you make an animal handling check. So !R, animal handling. And I want to see how well you're able to circumnavigate this. At the very least, I will say, kind of pulling your teeth back, unbearing your claws, does seem to give the dragon a bit of pause. And I was saying before, you guys can tell with this dragon, even from the sky, that it is indeed a younger dragon. It's quite young. Not wormling young, but it's not quite to its adult life. Still, scary thing to stare down if you've never seen one. This is they. Little autofocus. Come on, camera. There you go. And those of you who have watched our main campaign know who this dragon is. Oh, yeah, make sure you spell it right. And you can put the space in there. So !R, animal handling. Oh, and Matt, you're in as Thalindra now. Welcome in. You can put the space in. Yeah, I think it gets confused if you don't put the space there. For what it's worth, I think it'll actually work if you just type !R, animal. But I'm not sure. I haven't tested that. We used to have some spell check, but it started causing other problems, so I had to turn that off. There you go. Ooh, a 9. So I'll say, even with your experience with other dangerous creatures, you have not faced down a dragon, and you know that they can't really be controlled normally, especially not a green dragon. You've heard tales of green dragons being very headstrong, being very purposeful. And so as you sort of like pull your claws back, there is a hesitance in you, and the dragon sees that as it begins to move forward with its claws, slashing through the air as its wings guide it towards your party. A blur of gray fur in frantic motion vaults into view. A herongon in gleaming plate hurtles between you and the descending beast in a wild, heroic hop. He lands squarely in front of the dragon's snapping maw, paws outstretched. Wait! There's been a huge, terrible misunderstanding! His whiskers twitch, and for a heartbeat, the dragon actually does hesitate, landing in a storm of beating wings and swirling dust. Bramble! Seemingly caught off guard by this tiny, breathless paladin daring to stand in its path, you see, indeed, a herongon with antlers atop their head, staring down this immense beast, out of breath, panting, and just hoping that they will listen. With that, the dragon does, as I mentioned, land and begin to revert as you see their body contort and twist. They change shape into a child no larger than the one that you talked to before, a little elven girl. Sorry, Mr. Bramble. It's quite all right. It's quite all right. Are you okay? He turns to the rest of the group, the three of you, as he looks upon the faces of his would-be heroes. He spies you, Ayla, first of all. Oh, I didn't expect to find you in a place like this. How serendipitous. Ayla, I imagine... Russell knows what Bramble sounds like, but I imagine Ayla is kind of in a bit of a culture shock after receiving that letter and having it be so grand and well explained. You might not have thought him to sound or look like this. The clicks and pops summon a man bunny demon. Kill it! For the record, guys, I was planning on introducing Bramble as a quest giver long before any of you decided to play a paladin of the Order of the Jackalope. So, very, very serendipitous indeed. How do you all respond to Bramble as...
Yeah, we chill.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful! Especially in this hot weather, I hope that you're quite cool. Cooler heads shall prevail. Ushti, say hello to our guests. They're here to, well, perhaps we shouldn't discuss that out in the open. I'm trying to be better about that, you know? As Ushti sort of nods. Hello. Sorry about before. You see, this little elven girl, although she has changed shape, she has not been able to change the large burn scar across one side of her face. And some of you may recall that there was such a girl in the presence of
Thank you for your swift
Rajette.
intervention, Bramble. I then apologized to Ushti for the misunderstanding.
Oh, that's no problem at
All
all.
good.
It's just doing what I do. As Ushti sort of looks to you. Okay, well, I'll go back to my duties then. As she like changes shape back into a young green dragon, and then with a gust flies off back into the sky. As Bramble looks, that kid certainly is a handful. She wanted to go off gallivanting on adventures with the others, those that are fighting for the sake of the entire continent. But you know, her staying behind, we said, was probably the best thing for us. We need the extra firepower. There's a lot
Children,
going
am
on.
I right?
Oh, children, am I right? You are right indeed, right indeed. But then again, we've all been kids before, haven't we? Right? I think so. I think that's how it works. Maybe I was a bunny. I don't know. Maybe. And as his mind begins to drift, you see him sort of catch himself. Oh, yes. Time is of the essence. With so much danger abound, I need all the help I can get. And, oh, yes, shouldn't discuss this out in the open. Trying to remember. Squeaks was giving me tips on that. Follow me, all of you. I'll take you to where it's a bit quieter. We can have some discussions at room tone. And as he turns around and begins skipping down the street, you start to imagine he might not know what room tone is. Or inside voice is. Do all of you follow as Bramble skips away from this area? Or do you take a beat and maybe decide on your own pathing to wherever it is that he's leading you? Just so you
I would
all
like to follow.
Okay. Just so you all know as how this chaos
we
thing
follow
works.
along.
Depending on the time that you redeem chaos and what's happening at that moment, the chaos redemption can be different. There were other redemptions possible, but I was going to make you fight a young green dragon if chaos was redeemed right there. So glad nobody pulled the trigger just yet. It could be good, could be bad. You never really know. But it sounds like the group is following along as Bramble skips to your new destination. And so with that, Bramble sets off with an eager bounce in his step, leading you away from Torvos's stone paths and into the thickening jungle beyond. Vines curl overhead, scattering dappled sunlight across the trail as he hums a cheerful, slightly off-key tune. He's not a very good singer, neither am I. Every so often, he stops abruptly, wants to tug on a snarled curtain of vines before proclaiming, "Nope, that means we go easterly!" And he turns in a different direction at a completely right angle and just starts trudging off into the forest. Another time, he holds his paw to the sky and begins to squint at the shadow that it creates and the angle that may sort of lend to some ancient rabbit folk lore that you're unaware of. But each detour seems entirely arbitrary, even though he somehow always regains his sense of direction with absolute confidence after each of these little trials. With a short but winding trek, he presses aside a cluster of ferns and then turns around to make sure you're all still following. As he points, he reveals a humble burrow nestled at the base of a towering tree, its entrance hidden between thick roots. "Right this way! Hop on inside before we miss the mission!" Are you all jumping inside? He's motioning for you to go in first. Please tell me Tides of Mo is in earshot of this, probably laughing. Tides of Mo is out of the house right now, but second DM should be in at some point, if not right after we finish stream, and I'll make her watch it just for you, Russell. I'll make her relive this experience. So Matt, Saft, Russell, I'll take any of you answering as a trigger for you all to move on. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything, because this is definitely, a new location. I don't know if you want to look around or find anything. She's listening in. We can only hope.
I follow Bramble inside.
Okay. Then with that, you all drop down one at a time into the burrow and land in a snug chamber that smells of clover and fresh soil. It's a simple
We follow
living.
Bramble.
Food is left out on a tiny wooden table with only one chair and a small bed of hay neatly tucked into the corner. Roots arch overhead like natural beams, and a few scattered turnips roll lazily across the floor as Bramble lands beside you all. He dusts himself off. Sorry for the mess. It's been rather busy around here lately. Let's take this conversation to the back where there's a bit more room. And he motions to a narrow wooden door leading deeper into the burrow. You all press on from there as well? Or do you think better of it? Taking some time to look at the door, I imagine you can definitely see that it stands out in this simple dwelling. It has a little bit of a lavish pattern to it, the way it's carved. Listening in menacingly, Patrick Star
Definitely
reference.
investigate.
Okay, make an investigation check for me, Matt. And if you guys ever want to just roll a check, contrary to what I do in normal games, just to kind of save some time and to save some back and forth, I'll allow you to just roll checks, and I'll take them as you would, especially if it's self-explanatory.
I offer the help action.
Okay, then before you roll that, Matt, and hopefully I catch you before you do, type !R investigate. Oh, there it is. A 17's not bad, but if you would like to, you can roll with advantage. You can roll again, or Nix, I'll allow you to roll investigation. Let's do that. That way, we're not burning through all Matt's rolls. Nix, if you would like to roll investigation, I'll allow you to do that. We'll take the better one out of your two. 17's pretty strong, though. Going to be tough to beat. Ooh. 10's pretty solid given the rest of the session that we've had so far, but Nix, as you and Thalindra look over it, Nyx, your eye is instantly drawn towards any hint of a lock or a mechanism for opening, because that's where your mind goes as a rogue, one that's perhaps dabbled in a bit of banditry. But that's not where the value of this door lies. Felindra, as you look upon it with your instincts of natural elements of the wood and the wilds at large, you can see that this door wasn't carved. It was formed and appears to be part of the larger structure that you all stand within. For a moment, you're perplexed because you've never seen anything just grow that way, but you are also the daughter of a dryad, so maybe that feels like it'd be right at home for you. In any case, you don't feel as though the wood has been tarnished in any way by whatever magic has created it, and so you do have a deep sense of trust for whatever lay beyond it. And if that satisfies you, you may press on. Just let me know. Or you guys can try and eat Bramble's lunch. There are some turnips on the floor.
Let's
it's up to
enter.
you. Okay. So, you step through the narrow doorway and the burrow simply falls away behind you. In its place stretches a breathtaking clearing, bright and impossibly open, as though you've crossed into another world entirely. Towering trees rise on all sides, their trunks bending and braiding together overhead to form a vast cathedral-like canopy of living wood. Sunlight filters through the woven leaves in soft, shifting beams. At the far end of the glade, upon a gentle rise, stands a single colossal tree. Its bark has been stripped away in long vertical streaks, the pale wood beneath glowing faintly like exposed bone. A mound of shed antlers lies at its base, scattered like little offerings. Bramble walks ahead, touches his own antlers to the wound in the tree trunk in a reverent scrape, and then turns back to you at the foot of the hill, his eyes solemn, perhaps the first time since you met him. He takes a beat, takes a breath. The remnants of Thrallin's forces have been gathering in Darkwell. They're scattered, angry, and hungry for power. They mean to strike Torvotha while our new chief and most of our warriors are away. The city is more vulnerable now than it has been in many years. But what worries me more is their desperation. Desperate people do foolish things, and Thrallin's followers have always been willing to take their foolishness a step too far. If they've turned to Darkwell for strength, then they may be toying with forces that is meant for no one to stir. Stopping them won't be easy. It'll take cunning, real knowledge of Darkwell and all the strange things it hides in its shadows. He looks towards you, Nyx, when he says this. Then his gaze turns towards Thelindra. It'll take a connection to the wilds, one deeper than any maps or trails that we may have. And then he turns to you, Ayla. And it'll take a strong will. The kind of heart that protects even when fear is creeping up your spine. So, I ask you, all of you, do you accept this charge from the Order of the Jackalope? Will you swear to do your very, very best, even when it gets really, really scary? This I will require an answer from all of you, as Bramble asks if you are ready to take on this task that has been thrust before you. Yeah, this is probably more Bramble dialogue than we've ever had on the channel.
We will uphold the honor.
Lindra, well said. Saft, Russell, what do you two think?
Honor, as sisters we humbly accept the charge.
Well said, Saft. Nyx, taking on this challenge with heart. Well, what say Ayla?
I will accept this mission.
With that, Bramble nods in appreciation. Thank you. You have no idea how much I've had on my... Oh, I nearly forgot. We'll need to initiate your leader so that you can properly represent the order against this band of ne'er-do-wells. Bramble hops over to the many antlers gathered at the base of the tree and rummages through until pulling out a seemingly random set. Okay then. Eeny, meeny, miny, you. And Bramble's gaze levels upon you, Ayla. What do you do in response to this as he offers you a place among the order? Seemingly at random, but perhaps there's a little bit of playfulness there. How do you respond to this great honor? This is definitely the Ayla episode. I'll be very sad if our paladin doesn't make it through to the end of this adventure. Knock on wood for all of you.
I step forward, accepting his offer.
Okay. Well then, repeat after me. For all the wilds and all those afraid, I solemnly swear to never run away. Unless I really have to. If you remember all that, you can repeat it. But if not, you can just say you repeat it back to him. The paladin will die a heroic death. Perhaps, Jason. There is no...
I repeat the oath back to Bramble.
Okay. As you repeat the words back to the voice of the order, you kneel as he sort of motions for you to do so, and then he attaches the antlers to the helm your father once wore. You feel a heat permeating through the metal, but it doesn't feel scorching. It doesn't feel like the flames you've become accustomed to living in Rejette. It feels warm, like an embrace, like the hug of a loved one, the welcoming to the order. As Bramble then stands, "Rise, and welcome to the Order of the Jackalope. Now, on to business." As he turns about and then begins walking back towards the highest point of the hill, where he sits cross-legged and waits for the three of you to join him. There's a few more things you should consider before just leaving about on your adventure, and I wanted to talk to you before you left. I just needed to make sure that you were honorable first. Do all of you join Bramble in this green circle of lush greenery? Meadowy? Oh, I have been trying to expand my vocabulary lately, so if it ever seems like I'm trying to use bigger words, that's why. Definitely off to a little bit of a more chill start as compared to our first Chat Plays D&D session, but perhaps we're just setting the scene.
I join Bramble.
Okay. As all of you group around and sit, Bramble then takes one of the antlers and begins drawing in the grass. The grass seems to fold and lay flat as he does so in response to this. Not sure if it's by magic or illusion, perhaps just the way the grass is here. Either way, it is quite mesmerizing as he begins to explain.
Of course we join Bramble. You are quite the meandering and whimsical fellow. I find you refreshing.
Why, thank you very much. You know, there's a lot of people that find me meandering and whimsical, not so many that find me refreshing. You are in rare number, my friend. Very, very, very astute judgment. I think that you'll make an excellent addition to the order upon your return. Perhaps you'd like your own set of antlers one day. Anywho, I'm getting distracted. Don't flatter me. You'll get me sidetracked for the rest of the evening. But first, we need to talk about your plans for travel. You see, Darkwell can be reached by land or by sea. Both paths will get you there, but neither one is exactly what I'd call pleasant. If you go by boat, you'll get there in good time, but you'll be completely exposed. The moment your hull scrapes upon the Darkwell shore, anything watching that coastline will see you coming. And trust me, things watch that coastline. Whew. Traveling by land will keep your arrival quieter, but it's much, much slower. And the wilds there have been less friendly as of late. They're not exactly the quiet, leafy kind, if you catch my meaning. Menacing creatures stalk those routes, and old things, very hungry things. Either way can work, but either way could get you killed. So choose the path that feels right, and then be ready for whatever follows. That's what I always do. Either way, we'll be able to set you up with your own cart or your own small
I'd like to pass
vessel.
on getting seasick. I'll take my chances with whatever is in the woods.
Oh, fair enough. You definitely seem accustomed, and if that's where you're most comfortable, then perhaps your guide should be the one to guide you, huh? Huh? If the other two of you agree, or at least one more, then we'll have the rule of the majority, and you can be well on your way. What say you, Ayla and or Nyx? Sorry, there was a Mabel. She was trying to hop up, but she doesn't quite have the hops like Bramble does. If you guys are curious about our doggos or our pups, you can type !pups into the chat.
If
and
Felindra
learn
is
all
more
about them.
comfortable by land, then I am inclined to agree.
Well then, may you be safe in your travels and successful on your mission. And as we say in the ranks of our hallowed order, good luck. And he sort of motions back towards the door that you came in from. If you're looking for a way through the woods, we'll be able to offer you a small carriage. Just, I'll have someone meet you out at the northern side of Torvosa. Maybe around
Nyx
sunset.
stays in the shadows as Ayla takes her oath with Bramble. Nyx looks with her amber eyes around the room of antlers for anything to drink. Nyx tells Bramble that he is wise paladin, but lack dry.
I am more used to the land, but nature is true in the sea as well.
Very astute judgment and very able companions. Hiding in the shadows will prove a valuable skill in the streets of Darkwell. I've not been in some time, but the last time I was there, whew, scary. I nearly turned tail and ran myself. But you'll do fine, I think. You should make it back in one piece. Do all of you make your way towards...
Drink for his thirsty guest. Do you happen to have anything to drink for us before we move on?
Oh, yes, of course. I can get you a nice heaping helping of humble tea. I have some steeped in the other room. Is that something to your liking? It's a nice, Earl Grey, as am I. Bramble's quite the goofy fellow. The more Felindra sees, the more she can transform into. For the record, Drac, we are using the new 2024 rules, and those rules don't say a druid has to have seen a creature. So that'll at least make it easy for chat to just be able to transform into anything that...
I offer a few good berries to complement any drink we have.
Okay. Yeah, as you take a moment to grow some good berries out of the soil, the sacred soil in this place, you find them more plump and ripe than most that you have tried. Not ever, but
Nyx
This is a good
smiles,
batch.
revealing her sharp drow teeth. I was hoping for something stronger. Do you have any fireball ale?
Oh, heavens no! I couldn't possibly drink that stuff. It's in the cabinet on the left. And as he guides you back into his humble burrow, he sort of distracts the other two with high tales of his exploits as you reach into the cabinet and pull out the hidden ale that is in a little jug designated for maple syrup. But as soon as you pop the cork, you know exactly what this is. So as I was saying, I think you'll do quite well in your event. Don't drink it all. Don't drink it all. But leave some for me, please. But absolutely, you should make sure that you're clear-headed and clear-minded. Tea is great for that. And also a little liquid courage. Perhaps didn't know that Bramble had it like that. What are the other two of you doing? Are you ready to set out, or is there something else that you are hoping to push along before leaving this humble burrow? You guys have done really well with this. I want you to know I've been trying to think about ways to make the chat experience a little more responsive, and I do have something in the works, but even the role play tonight, you guys have done very, very well. I'm very impressed. It seems like we're already getting a really strong feel for these characters. You guys did an amazing job with the backstory, and it's already coming into fruition here. Nicely done. What do we think? Saft, Russell, is there anything that you'd like to do before pressing out? I've been playing D&D for almost 2 years now. Nice, Drak. Very nice.
Nyx gives him a wink and a smile as she grabs the maple syrup. Will make good use of this friend. Nyx then pets him between his ears in a flirtatious way. I will remember you when we get back.
Oh, I hope you do. And his leg starts to kind of kick in response to you petting his head. Oh, that's the spot.
Bramble,
Thank you very much.
do you have any information on the people in Darkwell? My brother may have joined them, and I'm hoping to bring him to his senses, if possible.
Oh,
Dear
your
sisters,
brother.
should we rest prior to our journey northward? I can assure that the natural environs that are uncorrupted will offer us no danger.
Oh, a pleasant enough idea. Perhaps you can rest before you leave, and in that case, I would delay your carriage from meeting you before you've had time to rest. How rude of me! I should have thought ahead. I'm very sorry. You've traveled a long way, and of course, I can offer some insights into Darkwell. You see, the people there, what do you say? They're not very pleasant. They're people. A lot of them are quite down on their luck. Many of them, as well, have communication with the outside world, which, as you know, is very rare here in Zashitan. We're not very welcoming of outsiders. But the people that reside in Darkwell, they tend to be more of the smuggling type. They get illicit substances in and out of our humble home, and as it were, sometimes those things that they get in and out could be living things. There's a pretty rampant drug trade in the area, and as I understand, many of the people there have trouble sleeping at night. I certainly did. Most of my dreams was nightmares. Ooh, didn't like that. Not one bit. I guess that's probably about all I can think of to tell you. Like I said, I didn't spend much
When
time
it is
there
decided
myself.
to rest before leaving, Nyx begins sipping on the maple syrup. The more time passes, the bigger the sips grow.
Kind of chasing that alcoholic high from a couple of days ago, Nyx, you begin to imbibe. I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw to see how well that you could hold this down, and how well this turns your dreams into good dreams and not nightmares. So that's going to be !R con save. There's a space between that. Although you guys are getting pretty good at this. Even Matt's got the hang of it now on his first time through. You guys are doing very well. 2 alcoholics already, started with a day drinker. Okay, I will say with a 13, you're able to keep the drink down, but it is stronger than you imagined. Seems like Bramble perhaps is a little bit more stout than you first granted. And as you sip back the drink, it does indeed lull you to sleep, but it does not lull you into the kind of sleep that you hope for. As you drift off, your dreams carry you to a lifetime past. Days when you hungered for any scrap of food, begged on the side of the streets. People didn't often leave their scraps with you, but there were some that did, some that shared. It just so happened that those same people were the people that took. You found that if people weren't going to share what they had, you would take what you needed. And so you began your time with the hidden hand.
Nyx's amber eyes flare bright as the maple syrup kicks in. Nyx snuggle in with her sisters like a litter of kittens, and she falls into a deep trance.
As you slip deeper into that deep trance, you recall the satisfaction that you got from being able to provide for yourself, even at the expense of others. You recall the feeling of camaraderie that you had within that hidden hand syndicate. And you recall the confliction you felt when you saw something you weren't meant to. Something deep beneath the surface level problems of Darkwell. A silver tree growing in absolute darkness, siphoning red energy from the soil. A bulb.
My earlier anxiety abates as I fall into a trance alongside my sisters.
Indeed you do. Perhaps Nyx's anxiety is contagious as she continues to recall that swirling red bulb snipped from the tree as all of it crumbled and died in response. The higher-ups of the Hidden Hand Syndicate, not just thieves, but warlocks or mages in their own right, magic users. You had no doubt that they aimed to do despicable things with that bulb. So you did what they taught you to do, and you stole what you desired. So with that, I think we're at a perfect spot to end our very first session of a Decay in Darkwell. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and being a part of this first leg of the adventure. I am so excited to see where this all heads and for you to see how it all ties into the rest of our adventures. If it's your first time here, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can see more of those adventures, and join us on Wednesday when we pick up with The Wicked Worm, which may also have direct tie-ins to this campaign almost immediately. That campaign isn't one that you can directly participate in, but you can influence events by giving dice, giving items, and even constructing chaos. So those points you've amassed thus far will potentially become a problem or a boon to those adventurers on Wednesday. But until then, go out there and construct some chaos yourself. Bye!